allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
We have minutes.
Motion to approve the September 15th commission meeting minutes?
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Sheniger?
Yes. Hank?
There's two issues. One is just a reminder that the fall job fair is going to be happening next Wednesday, October 6th. You recall we had one during the summer that was very, very well attended, so we're going to do another one. There'll be over 60 employers there. This will be at the Job and Family Services Building, 221 West Parish Street. That's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So, there'll be food trucks, raffles, and all sorts of things going on to try to get people to come out. So, and then the only other issue I wanted to just let the board know, I saw there was an article in the paper over the weekend about this Dropbox with the Board of Elections. So I just wanted to make it clear to the board and the public that it's nothing from our end that's preventing getting this box installed. Actually, I met with our facilities department yesterday morning and instructed them to go ahead and just get the box, get it installed, get a priority. When they went down to get the box, they were instructed that by their director, Lori, that the full board of the Board of Elections has not given her the approval or the okay to turn the box over to our facilities department to get the thing installed. So I just wanted to make it clear it's not us holding this up for whatever reason. The box is here. We're just not ready to let us put it in. I sent her an email to confirm that, and I haven't heard back. So
What does that mean, full board?
I think my interpretation is that all 4 Board of Elections members have not given her the green light.
Don't they vote on that type of thing if there's, or no?
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't
think so. I wouldn't think so. They don't meet again until October 22nd.
Right.
Unless they schedule.
Well, when's the early voting start?
I think Monday.
Monday, October 4th.
Well, then, where are the people gonna put the box? Their vote?
They're just gonna use the one that's still in the foyer that we used
Oh.
last year. So we have
Okay.
it accessible, but I just want you to know that it's not like we're holding anything
Yeah.
up as far as getting it actually installed, so.
Are they prepared to do the camera?
I talked to Gary about that in facilities, and I think that's part of the confusion as well, as who's doing the security camera. I think we are. I think our crew is doing it.
Yeah,
so.
just have us run it, but they have to be prepared to have it into their
Correct.
system. I mean, we're ready on our end.
And that was my.
If there's a holdup,
It's
it's
not
not
us.
a Board of Elections.
Correct. And that's all I wanted to let you guys know. So that's all I got.
Okay.
Hey,
Nate?
yes?
Right. Hey, Commissioners, sent an email about this 2 weeks ago, I think, but just wanted to give an update on Weedsboro Solar. We did receive our certificate from the Power Siting Board for Weedsboro Solar. It matched all of the conditions that were in the stipulation that was signed between us, Power Siting Board staff, as well as the Ohio Farm Bureau. And so that project is fully permitted and ready to move forward. The schedule hang-up at this point, just want to kind of give you an idea of what the schedule is going to look like here for Weedsboro going forward. PJM is the regional transmission operator. They have an interconnection queue process. Their interconnection process is running about a year behind schedule, which is impacting every project that is in the queue, and so it is a whole thing. But for us, this project was planned to be and proposed to be with PJM in 2023 COD. Sense for it to match that. It's looking like it's going to slip into sometime in the first part of 2024 instead. And so with that, we are planning on probably going out to bid sometime in the first part of next year. any questions there on Weedsboro? Looks like there's a question.
I'm not even sure what you just said.
So the pilot has the requirement for Ohio domiciled workers. And so when we're putting out bids to general contractors or we're putting out RFPs for general contractors.
Right, but go back to the PJM.
Uh-huh.
You don't know if you have an interconnect until 24?
So we know we have capacity. So they have a 3-study process and then you sign interconnection agreement. Right now, I believe we've gotten the first 2 done. We're waiting on that last.
Well, what if they say no? Or can't they say no?
They could, it would be pretty unprecedented. So the only thing they could say would be it costs more to interconnect. They don't ever say, no, you can't interconnect. They just say it costs more.
I just read this whole article in Cranes this morning, in fact, about PJM and their whole world that they live in, and
Yep.
alternative energy is only like 7% of their total load, which is the only one in the United States that's that low. You know, Texas, California are 40-some%. And I found it interesting when I read the article, because it said by 2028, I want to say, PJM was going to change their philosophy. However, did you read the article in Cranes?
No, but.
But it also talks about PJM is also coal country and gas country. And that's why they've been able to maintain 7% of their alternative energy load so low without any fanfare. So now you're gonna add all this, because isn't the windmills that are going on the East Coast in PJM territory too, Virginia,
Yeah.
Washington? So that's gonna feed in, you're gonna feed in.
So, I mean, Apex as a whole, the market of PJM, which stretches from northeastern North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, DC.
Washington, yeah. 55 million people.
Yeah, it's.
1/5 of the population of the United States of America is in PJM's electric grid system.
Should have read the articles more.
You gotta come prepared.
But, so, a project like Weedsboro or Emerson Creek is a.
Minuscule. How many megawatt?
Weedsboro is 125 megawatts, Emerson is 300 megawatts.
And the East Coast Windmill Project is the equivalent of 20 nuclear power plants.
What wind project are you talking about?
I don't know. Something they're building a huge wind farm on the, out in the ocean on the East Coast.
I think it's proposed and.
Oh, I'm sure, they're all proposed.
They're all proposed. That one, offshore projects have been proposed for the last 20 years, and so far one's been built, and it was like 4 turbines, so.
But times are a-changing, as you're aware.
Times are changing.
Yeah.
Offshore stuff moves pretty slow, so
You're
we'll
in-
see. I mean,
You're at the right place at the right time.
Yep, and so, the queue process for PJM though, they have to, you have to sign a generator interconnection agreement, and that's a contract between you, or us as the interconnection, project, and then PJM as well as, the transmission operator in the area. And so here would be First Energy. And so, that contract has to get signed after they finalize all those studies on what are the costs of the network upgrades, what other things need to happen locally here in the grid, what improvements might have to happen in a substation 6 miles away to be able to continue operating as they do.
So it's really, would you start building a solar panel or a wind turbine prior to 2024 then? Is that the idea?
So, so we will have that contract signed next year.
PGM?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said
PJM.
2024.
So COD is, commercial operations date. And so we will have our commercial
When they're done.
operations date, we will be fully operational.
By
in-
24.
Yeah, in the early part of 2024.
Okay.
We had proposed for that to be kind of mid-year 2023, but they are running about a year behind schedule.
Okay, okay. So that's really what you said.
Yes, I said COD, and I forget that I should say operations instead of COD, because that does not mean anything to most people. Yeah, so we will be operational in 2024, so we'll be starting construction late 22, early 2023.
And this is the solar panels.
Yes.
What happened to the wind farm?
That was gonna be my next update.
Can't wait.
Any questions on Reedsboro before I move on?
No.
Okay, for Emerson Creek, as we've discussed before, we have that certificate. I think last time I was here, I mentioned that there are a few minor shifts that were gonna be happening. We're gonna have to be going through kind of an administrative process with the Power Siting Board, to get that approved. I just wanted to let you know that that amendment will be filed next week with the Power Siting Board. And so we'll be starting that process. It'll be probably a 3 to 6 month process. It'll be wrapped up sometime early part of next year. And then we'll be looking to start construction on that project probably late next year, because there's just some lag time between getting that final approval.
Was there an appeal filed by the?
There is an application for rehearing that was filed by the interveners that
Yeah.
were opposing the project.
The interveners?
Yes.
Like,
And we're waiting on the Power Siting Board to make a decision on that one, anticipating they'll make a decision on that in October.
how soon?
Yeah, so, and they meet the third Thursday of the month, I believe, might be before. And so we're anticipating it'll be on the agenda for a decision then, but
So construction on both could simultaneously be going on here once, if things
Sounds
shake
like
through.
it.
yep.
So, tell me again, Weedsboro Solar is how many megawatt?
125 megawatts. Then with an additional 50 megawatts of battery.
Oh, you are doing batteries? That's the first I've ever heard that. Where do you get the battery, where do you get the storage battery at?
That'll be near the substation.
Where, is that technology out there?
Yeah.
I know there's storage panels, but I didn't know there was.
Yeah, so it's becoming kind of,
What are you doing here?
I'm just looking at the paperwork.
storage is becoming more commonplace and starting to be incorporated into a lot of different projects, both independent of generators and incorporated with generators.
Yeah, I know it is, but that's the first time I ever heard you guys say that. What, on Emerson Wind Farm, is that, how many megawatt on that?
That's 300 megawatts. No storage on that.
Why not?
Because that one, when we applied to the Power Siting Board 2.5 years ago, batteries were not really an option.
Yeah,
But times they are changing.
we are now very familiar with batteries as an option here in Erie County. All right.
Any questions there on Weedsboro or Emerson?
Any questions, sir?
Nope. It's been a long time.
It's been a while, yeah.
This feels very odd.
It does, it does. Yeah.
I'm going back down. Jeez.
Too close.
Let me see your site paperwork.
Thank you.
No.
Thanks, guys.
That's all I got.
What'd you lose?
I'm looking for the furniture acquisition form.
This,
We could do this first.
because.
Wasn't there a furniture purchase form?
We did the October's
We're gonna
last
send that,
meeting,
and then we're
yeah,
gonna do this.
yeah.
Okay.
And then there's
Oh, here it
3
is.
months, October, November, and December are on here.
Oh, you do
I
both?
kept them separate, yeah.
So just do them all as one of those. All
Yeah,
3
you
months?
probably- yeah, yeah, you can do them all as one.
All right, I'll just read the dates.
And just read, yeah.
Okay.
That'll count.
Okay.
So this is not on the docket yet.
Okay. What are you looking for?
I was just comparing prices. I thought someone was doing
Just doing
something.
the budget amendment today,
Okay.
get it going.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let me go back down to kids' table.
Where everybody's-
Before we're restored to the galaxy, Mercury out.
Right, that's right,
Yes.
Mercury's causing troubles again.
It's, The balance is back.
John,
I
do you have any?
Just
Oh, I have a question. There's a equipment outlay form for a pipe grappler. Was that in the budget?
There's money available in the budget. I don't know
Who's it for?
specifically if that was in their budget, but
It comes from the highway commissioner.
there's money available. I don't think they gave us a detail for that line item.
Did theirs break?
What's that?
Did theirs break, or are they just looking for good resale value?
Do they
What are you
have one
talking
now?
about?
A pipe grappler? It's from
For
the
what
engineers,
is
the engineers. We don't
You
know.
put it to pick up big pipes on the front of your, whatever you attach it to. I don't know if it's,
Is it,
the lifting capacity is 3,000 pounds. It has capability of picking up pipes with the outside diameter between 23 and 32 inches. Approximate weight of the grapple is 530 pounds. The overall dimensions are 42 by 42 by 42. I hope this answers your questions.
well,
I didn't recall this going through the budget. I don't have it.
yeah, I would say it didn't go through the budget. I would remember that. The question is, why do they pick the pipes up today and for the last 50 years? Did their pipe grappler break?
This is an expanded service for increased safety.
Yeah, I would say.
It's not a replacement, it's an addition.
So I would say no, don't need that. I didn't even know they put 32-inch pipes in the ground. That's a big pipe for them to handle.
That's why you gotta have the grappler.
Well, you first have to be able to put it in the ground, have the project that's not bid through a contractor, that they're doing themselves.
Yeah, this is something that should go through the budget process.
Okay. We'll push it to 2020.
Where, who's paying for this $4,700 refrigerator for JFS? Huh?
Public assistance.
Let's put your lunch in.
It's big. It's a,
It's a commercial refrigerator.
yeah.
Is there something wrong with Sears? For $800?
Find out.
I mean, it's a nice refrigerator, but where's the money coming from?
Is that part of their capital or budget or?
So go,
I'll
would
find
you,
out on that.
yeah, would you go over there and go look at what's there now? If it's a big stainless steel commercial refrigerator? I think it's a little refrigerator, as I remember.
Was it in that break room or no?
Yeah, it's in the
back?
break room.
Yeah.
But I think
I
it's
don't-
one or two little refrigerators. Well, that's a Pete Shade refrigerator for Breckenridge, so I don't think you need that. You know, he's keeping the COVID vaccines cold. We're just trying to keep a peanut butter sandwich cold.
Anybody else
Anything?
got anything?
No.
Roger?
Well, do you have some resolutions?
I do have some.
Why don't you do those? Would you like to come back over here and sit next to me while we do them?
That caused you guys a lot of stress.
Yeah, we might have to have HR back up here to talk. All right, motion to rescind the.
I'm gonna make him put a mask on, that's for sure.
Motion to rescind the October meeting cancellations from the September 22nd commission meeting.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
All right, now bear with me. These are gonna be our meetings coming up, and this is a motion to cancel the following meetings, and when this list is done, this is gonna take us to the end of the year, correct? And then that's gonna give us the right amount of meetings to finish the year. So these will be canceled on October 4, 11, 18, 25, and 27. In November, the 1st, the 8th, the 11th, which is Veterans Day, the 15th, the 18th, the 24th, the 25th, which is Thanksgiving, and the 29th. And in December, the 1st, the 2nd, the 6th, the 9th, the 13th, the 16th, 22nd, 23rd, 27th, 29th, and 30th.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution, Board of Commissioners, for the purpose of entering into an agreement with serving our seniors.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution, Board of Commissioners, for the purpose of releasing any liens or claims of liens against property now or formerly owned by Stephen P. and Peggy A. Heidel.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution, Board of Commissioners, for the purpose of releasing any liens or claims of liens against property now or formerly owned by Mary Aaron.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution, Board of Commissioners, for the purpose of releasing any liens or claims of liens against property now or formerly owned by Toby S. and Karen P. McKinley.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution, Board of Commissioners, for the purpose of declaring certain Erie County Sheriff's Department exercise equipment obsolete and authorizing same to be donated to the Sandusky and Perkins Police Departments.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
What is that about? Why are they giving away all the gym equipment?
It's old, it's from 1997, something like that.
Was it like wore out then?
Wore
I
out,
don't
but
think they
still
use it.
usable. Yeah, I think it's a,
They haven't used it for years.
Maybe that, they might want to.
I know Sandusky's offered for our guys to use their gym to work out.
Yes.
move for adoption resolution, Board of Commissioners, for the purpose of entering into an agreement with Compass Minerals America.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution, Board of Commissioners, for the purpose of authorizing the county auditor making interfund transfer.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution, Board of Commissioners, for the purpose of authorizing payment to Marlin Capital Solutions.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution, Board of Commissioners, for the purpose of authorizing the county auditor to make a budget modification and supplemental appropriation.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution of Board of Commissioners for the purpose of authorizing and designating an additional 5% of all collections of delinquent real property, personal property, and manufactured and mobile home taxes and assessments to be deposited in the Delinquent Tax and Assessment Collection Fund.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution of Board of Commissioners for the purpose of executing payment of then and now certification.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old? Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution of Board of Commissioners for the purpose of entering an agreement amendment number 1 with D&D Rides.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Move for adoption resolution of Board of Commissioners for the purpose of entering into agreement amendment number 1 with Majestic Transportation.
Second.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Is that it? That's it. Second?
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes. Do you guys know that we're spent?
Wait a minute.